Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another Ghost Recon Wildlands character creation tutorial video. Now, the developers of Wildlands, Ubisoft, has recently released a Future Soldier skin for the Wildlands store, so you can purchase a costume essentially. Actually, here I'll just show it to you right now. That you can apply to your character and make him look like Kozak from Ghost Recon Future Soldier. And so I got a bunch of requests to make a similar character to this, so that people who wanted to play as a character that looked like this guy didn't have to go out and purchase it. And so I'm going to do that. This particular skin is going to be very difficult to replicate because a few of the things that he's wearing are unique to him and do not exist in the game. The same goes for the camouflage pattern that he's wearing. And then there's a couple of differences on this skin when looking at the original character from the game. And so the picture that I'm going off of is based on the original game, and so it will vary slightly from this, but it should be a very similar overall look. And so we're going to get as close as we can. Alright, so let's get started here. The first thing we're going to do is go right to the clothing. Head body details really don't matter here because he is going to be covered. So, take your pick. If you want tattoos or whatever, go for it. Whatever face you've chosen will be fine. We'll go right to the clothing, and the first thing we're going to do is choose the business casual shirt. And then we want that in sandstone. Now, the color of shirt that he's wearing is a little bit more yellow than this, but we have very limited options, as you may well know. So we'll go with sandstone and just sort of try to work with that. The vest that we are going to want here is going to be the IBA could work. And so if you don't like my choice, the IBA would not be a bad one either. I think the 511 Tactic plate carrier looks a little bit more futuristic though, and so I'm actually going to go with that one. And then the color should either be forest green or olive drab. I'm going to go with olive drab here just because it's a little bit more muted color. The forest green is pretty bright, as you can see there. This is a lot less saturated. You could even do like a... Actually, that's not quite right. That's a little bit too... Yeah, a little bit too brown there. So we'll leave it with olive drab. And now for his pants. You are going to want the cargo pants. Cargo A to be specific. In the costume I just showed you, he's wearing something that looks similar to these Cry Precision Combat pants. The difference being his don't have the vents, and he's wearing camouflage that's not available in the game. So with these, you only have the options of various multicam colors or solid colors. So I'm actually not going to use those. I'm going to use the Cargo A, because if you look at his character in the actual game, Future Soldier, he's wearing something much more similar to these. And in the game, his pants are basically plain black. But in the picture that I'm working off of, he is wearing a camo similar to the one on the costume. And so I'm going to go with something digital, probably like this. So we'll select that for now, but we'll see if there's anything that fits better. The multicam isn't, or the multicam, the UCP or ACU camo. I'm well aware that ACU stands for Army Combat Uniform. You don't need to correct me every time I say that. It's just most people don't know what UCP is. So I use the name that a lot of people are comfortable with, which is ACU. I'm aware that that's not an actual camouflage. It's a uniform that camouflage is applied to. So there are a couple different digital camos here, but I think the one that we've selected, the AOR, is going to be the best for this. There's really nothing else in here that's quite the same because it's almost gray like an urban camo. And while there's a few things that are close, there's nothing that's right spot on. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. So AOR 1 it is. Now then, combat footwear. Probably the hiking shoes. His are a little bit lighter, but since the colors don't actually change on these, I would just go with whatever. Sure, we'll go with Coyote Brown. And then next we'll go into the accessories. This is the important stuff here. This is how you really make him look like Kozak. So the eyewear, You're either going to want the straight jacket, or if you have them unlocked, the straight jacket fire. The only difference is the lens color. So take your pick. I'll go with the fire here. And then face wear, we're going to want the bandana. And let's see, what color does he wear it in? In the game, it's more of a green. It's probably about this color, but in the picture and the costume, it's a khaki color. So either one would work. Obviously, we don't have the skull on there to make it look exactly the same. And there really isn't, anything else that would be close. So the bandana in either sandstone or olive drab is what you're going to want here. We'll go with sandstone for now. And now for the headwear. The fast ballistic helmet is going to be the closest thing to what he's wearing. And in the costume, it's pretty dark. It's basically black. So black would be fine. In the Future Soldier game, it's more of a brown or a tan color. So coyote brown would work. We'll go black here, just to kind of stick to the costume a little bit. And then for the headset, you're going to want headset B, because at least in my opinion, this one looks closest to what he's wearing. But any over-ear headset other than the earpiece will work fine. I guess we'll leave this one coyote brown, although you could probably go, let's see. In the picture I'm looking at, it's a little bit lighter than the helmet, so I think coyote brown would be best. Alright, handwear. This one's easy. Oakley pilot gloves in sandstone. And then backpack. He's not really wearing an obvious one. So, as I mentioned in all my other videos, pick something light or that you feel represents, what your character is carrying fairly well. I think the camelback or the drone are great choices because your character obviously does have a drone. Rather than pulling it out of nowhere, he could pull it out of his backpack. But if you want to choose something heavier or lighter than that, be my guest. I'll go with the drone here because it does look suitably futuristic. We are creating a future soldier after all. And we're going to want to match this to the vest color as best we can. So olive drab it is. And then for the patches, this one's easy. We want the military, no, not military, we want brands. And either the white Ghost Recon skull or the orange Ghost Recon Network skull. I'll go with the white one here. And that's pretty much it. So let's zoom out. And there we have our version of Kozak. We're not quite spot on, but I mean, he looks similar enough for me, and hopefully for you guys as well. If you don't feel like purchasing the skin and you would really like to be able to use something close, I think you can do a pretty decent job of, replicating him in the character creator. Let's take a quick look at this again. So obviously that camouflage on his pants is not in the game. It's gray. It's like some made-up digital camo, essentially. His shirt is almost yellow, and that's a color that we don't have anything close to in this character creator. His vest is also black here, which is different from in the game, so we could make that adjustment as well. And then his bandana actually looks gray there. So let's jump back in. We're going to make a couple color changes and see if we can get a little bit closer. The vest being black and the mask being gray, I think, are going to be the two big ones. So let's go back to the accessories. And for his bandana, we want the gray color. And for his vest, we want a black color. Now you can either go flat black or you can do multicam black. Multicam black sort of makes it look a little bit dirty because it's only applied to the pouches. Either one will be fine though. I'm just going to do flat black here. And then the final thing, I should have done this before, is if we're going to change the color of the vest, we should probably change the color of the backpack as well, just so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. Let's see. Multicam black wouldn't be a terrible idea there, but I'm just going to go plain black. Okay. And so he's a little bit closer now, at least. It's not going to be perfect because obviously they're using things that aren't in this game or are unique to that costume, but we did the best we could. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. And don't forget to drop any other suggestions you might have in the comments below. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Wildlands with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for my next video.